Hi there. I received your call. It's Torsten. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. You calling from where? From Georgia?
Yeah, my phone is still, listed as a Georgia number, but
Excellent.
it's
Cool.
I'm actually here. I'm in LA, but my phone here.
Oh, you're in Los Angeles. Oh, okay. So you're in LA. And
Yeah.
did you join up, or you're about to join up?
I'm about to join up. I mean, I guess I wanted to talk to you first.
Sure.
Before I signed up. Yeah. Just, to see if it was, a viable option. Basically, what I want to try to do is, maybe during the day when my kid is in school, do like a shift or something like that.
Yes.
And I wanted to see if, it made sense, if it was going to be a viable option, like maybe from, I don't know, like say 8 o'clock to say 2 o'clock, and I'd already be in like the, what is it, Silver Lake or Glassell Park.
Oh, good. Okay.
Eagle Rock, Pasadena area.
Yes.
So,
Perfect.
I just wanted to see if that, was a good part of town and if it made sense to do that, or would I be wasting my time,
No, that's good. I mean, you good. Those are good questions, and in fact, I've helped several people with exactly that same location and the same scenario. And obviously, you're a mom, and you have a couple of hours that you can devote. So like if I heard you correctly, say like 8 to 2. So let's say, that's like 5 to 6 hours you could possibly devote while your kid's at school. That's correct?
Yeah.
So
That's not good time.
what I say to everyone, and I've trained up a lot of, and I've mentored a lot of first timers, as they go out there. The first thing, you don't just make money through driving. You can also, refer people and make really, really good referrals. Like I refer a ton of drivers, and hopefully I get to refer you, which means you get a referral bonus, I get a referral bonus. So you could use the social media and build that side out. That's a separate conversation. But when it comes to driving, that area is really good because most of the trips, they throw you into the city or all the way over to the airport, especially if you're starting off at that time, like 8 o'clock, right?
Right.
So those are usually very, very long trips. You might start off with a small little trip within your area, but I can tell you 2 or 3 trips later, 30, 40 minutes later, you have a nice long trip which takes you into the city, takes you to the west side, or takes you to the airport or to Burbank. You know what I mean? So, and then I always say to people, it's always what you can afford. If you have a budget and you just want to like do it part-time, I would suggest UberX. It's a very, very busy category, UberX. It's really easy to start off with. You upload your insurance papers, your car registration. They do a little background check, and then you go for a little inspection of your car, and you're up and running within a week, maximum 3 weeks. You're driving, right? It's very, very easy. Have you ever taken a trip with Uber as a passenger?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how the whole thing goes, right? You select.
You just kind of you download the app or whatever.
Yes.
I didn't actually book the trip. I've been
With someone.
People have booked for me. Yeah.
Okay, and I mean it's a very simple process. You can teach it to a 8-year-old. I mean, what I would do is I would download the app and I would maybe take one little Uber trip just to get a feel for what's coming your way, so understand what it's like to be on the other side, as the passenger. And when you're in the car itself, there's a lot of tips I can give you. You always have a clean vehicle inside and outside. If it smells good, I always have eucalyptus oil. All the people say, I have a spa on wheels. It's not chemical. I just take a couple of drops of eucalyptus oil. I put it in the vent. I blast the vent just before I pick up the person. And the people say, oh my God, your car smells great. And, when they get in the vehicle, I tell them, if you have a phone, if you need a charge, I have iPhone. I have regular if you want your phone charged. I also have an auxiliary cord if you want to play your own music. Just let me know about the temperature, if you want it cooler or warmer. So if I ask like 3 or 4 questions within a minute, and they generally get the vibe that I care about them and that I want to help them. And then I also have to know, if I want to back off, if the person looks like they've had a rough day, if their hair's if they look like all scraggly and tired and they just want to relax, there's like a time and a place to engage and talk, and there's like a time to shut up, if you know what I mean. So you get to really read the customer very well. But if the app is so simple. I mean, you just hit navigate. When you pick them up, it'll say, okay, you're 5 minutes away, you're 3 minutes away. Then it alerts them and says, hey, your driver is here. And usually they come out the restaurant or out the business, or they're at the house, they get in the car, and then you just hit navigate, and the navigate button takes you all the way to the destination. Then you just find a safe place where you can drop them off, right? And if there's luggage, I always load the luggage for them at the hotel or unload it at the airport. And that, that often gets you good tips. I like to keep high ratings and get a lot of good tips. And most of the people that I train up, they always come back to me and say, you know what, your ideas work. I'm making more money. I'm getting higher ratings. And that's like truly what it's about. So if you sign up under my link later, or whenever you sign up, you can then still always reach out to me and say, hey, I have this and this question, or what would you advise me to do if, I experienced this? And usually I'll have an answer for every type of question, if that makes sense.
Right. Did I hear you correctly? It takes a few weeks or something. You said it takes 3 weeks to get approved?
No, that's on the maximum, right? So if you fill out the link and you set up your account, I'll send you the link, or maybe you already have it, which is the referral link. And that means for Los Angeles, they pay the, you can go directly through Uber, but they don't pay you the same type of referral bonus. But if I, as a driver, refer you, I get $500 and you get $250. And if I really know that you're going to do it like right away, I can always give you another extra $100 of my $500. So you end up with $350 and I end up with $400, okay, to keep it fair. So I can do that as well. But, then it's also about, you're going to get a lot of training from me, and you have someone there to talk to. That's the other bonus. And then, the process, once you have set up the account, you immediately can upload the details of your car, your registration, and your insurance. And, it can take 3 or 4 days, but let's say on the very maximum, it's 21. Like the very, very longest I've seen it go is 21 days. But if you have all your stuff together, you have all your paperwork together, and it's all uploaded, they'll call you to an inspection station. If your lights work, your windows work, your air conditioning works, you're off to go. You're off in the race,
Okay, so it could take as low as a week, as long as 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's.
You're saying that at the best it could take a week.
Yeah, if it's fast, it could take.
A few weeks.
Yeah, it could take 4 to 7 days on the fast end, or it could take, at the very, very longest, 21 days. And how's your... And on the background, your background is fine? I mean, you don't have any, like, car accidents or court things showing up? I mean, as long as all of that is good and it's clean, it's pretty... they do a full background check, and, 98% of the people pass it. I mean, it's not a big thing. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, my car is fine. It's the only thing I would probably be concerned about is because I'm new to the city. I still have Georgia tags.
Okay.
And I still have a Georgia license. So I don't know if that matters.
That will matter, but that's a matter of, and I've had a lot of people that have been in that situation. They've come from New York, or they've come from, they go from here to Las Vegas, or whatever the case is. And, that's just sorting it out in one day with the DMV, and then just getting compliant. If you want to meet somewhere for 30 minutes and you're willing to buy lunch, I can go over the city with you and show you all the ins and outs, the hot spots where you really make the money. Do you know what I mean? Working smart definitely makes you more money. Knowing where to be. But as a good starting point at 8 o'clock in the morning, let's say you've dropped off your kid at work and you're ready to go, that's when you switch on. Whether you're at home still working on your computer or making the coffee, the next thing it goes off, there's a loud like beeping sound, and then you just lock in that trip and you drive there. Could be 5 minutes from you, could be 10 minutes from you, right? But you could leave straight from your house and you're ready to go. And then it's wherever it takes you. Might shoot you over to the west side, and all I can do is, like in a face-to-face meeting, is give you a good understanding how to get around the town very quickly, because that is super important to know, especially LA, is to know your highways and know your shortcuts, if you know what I mean, because you can save a ton of time. You know.
Yeah, that sounds good. Now, did you say the bonus is like a upfront that?
No, they give you the bonus. No, they give you the bonus after 50 or 75 trips. That nobody pays up front, because otherwise people would just be signing up for the bonus, take the money and run. No, Uber wants to see you. Uber and Lyft want to see you do a certain amount of trips. If you dedicate 50 to 75 trips, they take you as a serious person. You know, if you're dragging your feet and take forever to do 50 trips, they will tell you, hey, you have another 2 or 3 weeks, because they want like fairly committed drivers. Like if you drive a few times a week and you drive in those hours that you mentioned, you're regarded as a good driver. You know what I mean? And and UberX, the trips come like this, one after the other. So it'll take you a week or 2 weeks, and you've reached your target and you get your bonus. Pretty straightforward.
Okay.
And you know, and the bonuses are the same if any driver refers you. Some drivers like myself, I'll give them a part of the bonus, so I'll give 100 on my 500. But you know, if you go with Uber Direct, they don't really promote the referral program, because the referral bonuses are really made only when you're referred by other drivers. You know,
Right.
they have other promotions going on. They might say, hey, if you drive in these hours and these zip codes, you will make an additional so and so much money. They have a lot of promotions running to really incentivize the people. But you know, if you're willing to work at 8 o'clock, you're going to hit some good surges, because there's usually surges between 7 and 9 in the morning, which means you're making more than the basic rate. You know, it could be surge 1.5 or surge 2. That means you're making double the fare. So on a $10 fare, you're making $20. So those are the type of ways they handle the early morning hours. You'll see that after 9, it starts thinning out a little bit. And then you drive a lot of business people around to their meetings, their castings, their shows, whatever it is. But and never be shy. Just tell a person, hey, I'm from Atlanta, or I'm from Georgia. I just came to your beautiful city, so I'm new. But you know, the navigation will get us there. And the more real you are, people are very understanding in this business. You know, they'll actually help you. You know, or if there's a preferred route you'd like to take, let me know, and then they'll guide you a little bit. But the navigation system is solid. It'll give you the fastest and shortest way. And I think it would be beneficial just to meet like for 30 minutes and just go over the city. Okay, there's the 101, there's the 5 highway, there's the 405, there are the canyons. You can save time if you cut across there. They are the peak hours that you want to avoid in those areas. So that does help a lot, knowing the city and knowing the neighborhoods. And then also knowing the neighborhoods that you should stay away from, where you shouldn't be Ubering. You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely.
Because there are some...
I would do that.
Cool.
I don't know what your schedule looks like. Another question is, when you do a trip, do you make the full amount, or does a portion go to Uber? Like, how does it work in terms of the split?
So how it works is that Uber takes 25% of the fare. You know, so if you're making $10, you're getting $7.50. Okay, usually. You'll be lucky if you get a tip. It's usually a cash tip. I also advise people to sign up with Lyft, so that you have 2 services, and that you can service, you know, there are so many drivers servicing Lyft and Uber. On Lyft, the benefit is that the person can add a cash amount or a tip. Okay. On Lyft, I get a lot of tips, but I don't drive Lyft so much, because I tend to make more money, and Uber is a bit more well known. Okay. But you know, the process is the same. If you're signing up with Lyft, if you're signing up with Uber, you might as well sign up with Lyft at the same time. It'll take about the same time for the approvals. And then on Lyft, there is something interesting. If you drive a certain amount of trips in a certain time period, they sometimes pay you up to 100% of your earnings. So they have like a incentive program to pay you more than 75%. It could be 80%, 90%, or 100%, depending how much you're driving. I think they're just trying to encourage people to drive more with Lyft and take them away from Uber, whatever the case is. I don't know.
Right. So, okay, so you said if it's a $10 trip, you get $7.50.
Yeah, exactly. That.
Okay. And also, like, for instance, like, if I'm new, like, do I have to take every trip? Like, if somebody, books me or what have you,
Well,
can I turn down a trip, or, like, how does that work?
Well, it's a very good question. If I see that a request comes from an area where I don't feel very safe going there, of course, I just cancel it, right? But generally, Uber and Lyft wants you to have a high acceptance rate, at least 80% or higher. So that means you accepting at least 8 out of 10 trips. Now, in some cases, you just can't accept every trip, I know a lot of people that, if it's too far or it takes too long to pick up the person, they will just let it slide and let the next person get it. They won't even accept it. But you're better off having high acceptance rate, right? And if you need to stop, you just log off. Just go offline. Anytime you can just go offline. So if you want to go and get a coffee, go offline. If you need to go into the gas station, go offline, and then log on when you know that you can really accept trips. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And would it be very difficult for a new person, like, if I were going to take a drive, I would want to be with someone like you. Like, I would want to book a trip with a tenured person with a good rating. How does a new person, secure themselves against, seasoned drivers like yourself?
Well, are you saying that? Are you saying that Are you saying that if you book a trip as a passenger, you'd want to be with a driver that has high ratings? Am I understanding you correctly?
Yeah, exactly. And like, if I have no ratings because I'm new, how am I going to ever book a trip? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how it works because I've never looked at the app. But
yeah, there are many people that cancel within the first 5 minutes, because then they don't get this fee. If you book after 5 minutes as a passenger, and then you cancel, then you pay a fee, like a small fee, right? There are many people that are just not ready in 3 minutes because the car happens to be right across the road. And they're just not ready. They're still in the restaurant and they cancel it. But in all honesty, I'm not here to promote cancellations. I'll be honest. I would advise you, whoever wants to, give you that trip as you book it, just take it. Whether they're good or bad, you be the critic afterwards, because you can rate them 1 to 5 stars. If you feel like the person was rude, or the car smelled like smoke, or they didn't care about you, that guy's not going to get 5 stars, from the passenger, from yourself. If you get into my car, I'm going to do my very best to get your 5 stars. So you might be lucky to drive with someone that has a 4.8 or higher, or 4.9 or 4.95 rating. Of course, that'll be a different experience, but I wouldn't judge it I wouldn't sit around waiting for a top class driver. I would jump into it and learn the hard way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
like, if I get started, do you think it's guaranteed I'll get some trips, or is it?
I will absolutely guarantee you, on your first day when you go live, between 8 and 2 o'clock, you're going to have several trips, guaranteed. And that's the exciting part. Like, at least, you could talk to someone like me. I try and make it fun and prepare the people. Like, I had no one preparing me. I just dove in the deep end of the pool, and I figured it out the hard way. But I come from a lot of customer service. I know people well, also studied psychology. So I really know what it takes to please and keep the person happy, right? And it shows in my ratings. Uber Uber has me refer a lot of drivers, and you know, a lot of people come to me because they can see that I have a 4.95 or 4.96 average. It means I'm consistently almost getting 5 stars. Now, the reason why I say maintain high 5-star ratings is because I truly believe, and I've seen it with the other people that I've trained, they are getting better tips. The better the service they get, the more tips they get, right? It's in a same as a restaurant. You have a meal and you have a waiter that treats you like crap. I mean, are you going to reward him 20%, or are you maybe going to give him 10%? Or maybe you're not going to give him anything at all. So, you know, it truly is, it truly is how you treat the person, and you will see it results in high ratings and high tips, you know.
Right.
And LA is an exciting city. I mean, it's huge. You know, you have the South Bay, you have the West Side, you have the Valley, you have Ontario area, West Covina, all the way out there, Pasadena. And you're going to be doing a lot of driving and exploring and getting on highways that are totally foreign to you. And you're going to mess up a few times, but people are human and they're not going to fault you for the mistakes, right? And I think if you say to them, hey, I came to LA to start, you know, my business and that, generally, if you're honest with the people, they'll support you and even help you and give you some good tips, right? But hook up with me and spend 30 minutes over lunch, and then I'll go over the map with you. I'll show you like literally all the ins and outs, how to move around the town, okay?
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna probably sign up tomorrow.
Okay.
And do you have the link for me to sign up under you?
Yeah, this is your...
Schedule a lunch?
Yes, this is your... Absolutely. This is your cell phone, right? So I can send the links on the cell phone, right? Okay. I'll send it over right after the link. Right after the phone call. And then whenever you are ready to fill it out, and then you can say, hey, Torsten, text me. I filled it out. And hey, I have time. Can you meet then and then? And then we can just schedule something.
Okay, perfect. That
Cool.
sounds good. Okay, thank you so much.
You have
I look forward to getting the checks and signing up and talking to you. So.
Awesome. Have a great evening, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. So that was a lady, and it's dark right now, so you can hardly see me, but and it was a long video, probably over 20 minutes. But I walked that person and tried to answer all her questions. She came from Atlanta, from Georgia. She moved to my city, Los Angeles. So knowing Los Angeles, I'm going to give her the best input ever. I want this girl to really be comfortable in her job. She has a kid, and while the kid's at school, she wants to drive. So I am going to do my very best to accommodate this woman and make this a very exciting and pleasurable beginning for her. So she has a revenue, and she's generating extra income, and she can take care of her kid. You know, anytime kids are involved, I have children myself, I will go the extra mile. So I liked her questions. I think I answered all her concerns. The reason why I'm putting this in video format is that these are the typical questions and typical scenarios that come up, especially when you have someone switching cities, you know, going from Arizona to Las Vegas, or from New York to LA, LA to New York, Austin, Texas to LA, whatever the case may be. You're suddenly in new surroundings and you want to earn money. A lot of people have been in that situation. Uber and Lyft, you have a huge advantage, is that the technology works the same. The categories are the same. So whether you want to start off with UberX, you have your navigation system that's going to assist you. And this lady is going to learn the ins and outs of Los Angeles within 2 to 3 weeks. She's going to know everything. She's going to know the highways. She's going to know the neighborhoods. I'm going to prepare her. And I hope she has a lot of fun, and I hope she makes a lot of money, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to have lunch with her. You guys out there, you have my link. It's in my video. Drive safe, and I look forward to helping you. Thank you.